All right, everyone. Welcome back to Presley's Pod. Full disclosure, let's just start with what happened yesterday. I recorded this entire episode. I was by myself and I recorded this entire episode. It was good. It was very good. And the sound decided to not work. So here I am re-recording the entire thing, but it's what I do for you all. It was funny because in that moment I was like, I can't do it again. So yes, yesterday we had the Mondayest Monday ever. I tried to record the podcast. The sound didn't work. I was going back home. I got caught in a rainstorm in a bright blue sweatsuit. It was all very sad. But today we decided to reset, okay? Today we started the birthday celebrations for my friend Addie Taryn, who is sitting right behind this camera right now. She's the best. We love her. We went, I don't even want to tell you all where we went because I don't want to gatekeep it, but also I have 15 subscribers. So I feel like 15 more people there, probably not going to be the end of the world. We first took her 7 a.m. Soul Cycle class. She whipped us into shape because she's the best instructor I've ever taken from, and she's only been teaching for 3 months, which is crazy. Um, we did that. We got coffee, we got breakfast. Then we went to Bath House in Williamsburg. It's a spa. They have the saunas, the jacuzzi, the cold plunge, and they also have, and this was the real kicker, a rooftop pool with views of Manhattan. So we did it all. Sauna, cold plunge, and we were probably the best at the cold plunge. I will say that because it's, part of what we do for a living, and it worked out well for us. So I realized that I can't do this solo dolo anymore, obviously. So my friends are here and we're going to be okay. Life is going to be okay. Sometimes Mondays just hit you hard. And I got home and I said, okay, this day has been horrible. So what else? Is there anything else I can do tonight to make this day be successful? And I did 2 more things on my to-do list and I crossed those off. I sent those emails to who needed to be emailed and we figured it out. And it was a fine enough end to the day. So last week, I feel like I laid down some rules and regulations, right? We were in school and now I just kind of want to have fun. I want to do a little story time. I want to catch up. We want to relax. It's 6 p.m. in New York City right now. We're here. I've been at the spa all day. So let's just relax and have fun. So, first things first, my stomach has not recovered from Vegas yet. It's been about a week and I'm a little concerned. And I was talking to my friend about it, and she said, obviously, this happens whenever we travel, right? I was talking to my friend about it. She told me that I should try AG1, which are the greens that you put in your water, etc. So I said, okay. And I look it up, and $100? $100 for AG1? I said, oh, I don't think I need it that bad. We're not going to do that. So I tried greens from another brand that I really enjoy. I've used some of their other supplements. So I'll keep you all posted if we decide that that's the one that we're going to go with. So this is just me catching you all up on my life. Okay. We got quick fire. I remember my mom telling me that men have some sort of sixth sense when it comes to you seeing other people or being happy with someone else. So let me set the scene. I'm hanging out with Mr. CK. He's on a work call. I have my phone flat on the table and I am working on a new project. So I did have some work to do as well. But we're holding hands. So I was only using my phone with one hand. I see a text pop up from a name, from a first name and a last name that I have not seen in my phone since, I want to say March, and we're currently in July. And this person and we ended things. We decided that, there's no reason for us to be talking anymore, yada, yada, whatever. And I had this moment where I remembered my mom telling me that. And I truly think it's 2 things. One, they can sense. They have a sneaky little sense, and they can sense when you've got something good going on and they try to weasel their way back into your life. Two, I also think it's some sort of test from the universe, some sort of sign, right? I could easily fall back down that slippery slope and go back with this guy, or I can stay by my word, keep that cut off, and explore other options. So just wanted to throw that out there because I feel like that's something that happens a lot and we don't necessarily realize exactly what's going on. And it gave me a little giggle because it means that I am moving in the right direction. So I what I'm about to say might sound a little mean, but it's just how I feel. I hate when people use that as an excuse. I hate it so much. But this is just how I feel. I feel like the line between our front door and the public has started to get a little bit blurry. I feel like people don't know how to act in public anymore. And I say this because I've been traveling a lot. So we've been in some airports a lot. We're really seeing how everyone's acting. Like, oh, you're going to cut your toenails? You're going to pick your nose right now? You're choosing to wear those pajamas out in public? And I just want everyone to check in. How you present yourself to the world is fully in your control. You control how you enter into the world after you leave your house. How people perceive you, that's on them. We don't need to worry about what other people think about us. But just remember that what you present out to the world, you are in control of. And I think it comes from a confidence standpoint. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Choose wisely. And it's a good reminder for myself too. It's very easy for me to just throw on a t-shirt, roll down my stairs, roll outside, but you never know who you're going to run into. And I feel much more confident when I look good and I feel confident in my skin. I think there's some sort of saying like dress well, do better, something like that, feel good, perform good, something along those lines. So let's check in on how we're acting in public. My friend was on a flight and the guy next to her threw up. The guy next to her threw up. And I was like, oh, that's disgusting. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Who would ever do that on a plane? So gross. Let's let's take a trip back. Let's take a trip back in time to college, Presley. We're going back. I'm pretty sure I was in college. I was with my family and we were going on a family trip to Cabo. I was so excited. Pool, beach, good food. Couldn't wait. For some reason, we were flying from where we're from through somewhere else to get to Cabo. I think we were flying through Atlanta. And I had just come from another trip. I was going on a trip after Cabo. We had a busy summer planned. And we had an early flight. And for some reason, I decide to have a coffee and a bagel before the flight. Usually I don't eat. Usually the stomach is already like filled with anxiety about getting on the flight, and that keeps me full for the extent of the day. But for some reason I said, it's vacation. A large coffee won't hurt. A bagel won't hurt. We're sitting on the plane. We get extremely delayed. At one point, they sent us all off of the plane to come back on, etc. So I exit the plane and I'm like, I don't feel good. I really am not feeling well at all. But I get back on the plane because we got to get to Cabo. We take off. We take off, and my stomach also decides to take off. Luckily I'm sitting next to my dad, and we're on a tiny flight. And I was like, Dad, I'm gonna be sick. Somehow hands me a plastic bag, a clear plastic bag, so everyone could see what was going into the bag. Okay, I was watching it as well. I just start yakking my brains out, for lack of a better word, over and over again. I could feel like the heat of my body when it was about to happen, and it couldn't stop. At one point, this woman crouches down next to me. She hands me this white pill and she's like, I'm a nurse. Take this. It'll stop you from vomiting. My parents said nothing and I just took it. I was like, that could have been anything. That could have been anything, people. So I take it, comes back up right away. At this point, it's a scene, but I don't care because I felt so ill. The bagel was from Dunkin Donuts. Love you all, but I have not been back since. So we land in, I'm pretty sure it was Atlanta. We land in Atlanta. I go straight to the bathroom, continue. It's coming up, right? At this point, we had missed our next flight to Mexico. We were gone. See ya. They left without us. My bag, who knows? Could be anywhere at this point. I remember my parents, actually, I think it was my mom. We just walked into the lounge. I do think this was a while ago and day passes probably were more of a thing, but we just walked right through the front desk of the lounge. She parked my brother and I on two couches and she was like, "You stay here. We're going to figure out the flight." Did we pay for the lounge? I have no idea. Did we have status to be in the lounge? Didn't care. Don't know. We go to the lounge. Then my parents have to go back to the gate to work on where we're going for the next flight. So I'm laying on the floor of the Atlanta airport. Someone brought me a pink blanket and pillow from Hudson News. Shout out. I probably threw them away there. Don't still have them, thank God. But I'm laying on the floor and I'm just watching my parents' feet at the gate try to figure out where we're going. Luckily, I had stopped yakking at this point. Somehow we don't make it to Cabo that night. Don't know how, don't know why, but we spent the night in an airport hotel that was not Atlanta. I think we were somewhere in Mexico. I have no idea. We spend the night in the hotel. At this point, we're like, we missed the first day of vacation. The next morning, sun rises, we get on a plane, we go to Cabo. We land in Cabo, we get in the car, we're so excited to be on vacation. My stomach is feeling better. By the way, my Instagram story, you would have never known that any of this was happening. I was like, the sun, the car, with my family. You would have no idea that I was so unwell. So we get to the resort, right? My bag, gone with the wind. Gone. We have no idea where she is. It has all of my stuff from the previous trip into the next trip. And I think it was a work trip, actually. So that was even worse. I was pretty stressed about where this bag was. We get to the resort. I buy the bikini. I have nothing with me, nothing. I buy the bikini that they have in the shop, white, see-through, even if you go near the water. It was so see-through, but we made it work, okay? I'm wearing my mom's dresses to dinner. Luckily, she has great style. And we make it work for a day. And then it kind of gets to the point where luckily my dad and I are both very type A. We're on the phone with Delta every 30 minutes trying to figure out where the said bag is. The bag somehow makes it to Cabo. She went on an adventure, but she made it to Cabo. I was not going to take any chances on waiting for this bag to be delivered to the hotel. And I said, "Dad, get off the beach, get away from the sand, put your sneakers on. We're trucking it to the airport." That's the last place anyone wants to go on vacation is back to the airport when you don't need to be there. We go to the airport. We go through some sort of back garage into some sort of private security lane. And I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to be famous. I could get used to this. And luckily, the bag is there. So I think I blocked that out from my memory until my friend told me that that happened to her. And it's funny because when you're on a plane and you're not feeling well, that is the absolute worst. But I just want to encourage everyone to advocate for themselves, right? If you know something's happening, figure out how to get a bag, sprint to the bathroom, etc. So just my little story time to kick us off. Oh, and when I was flying from Vegas to back to New York on that horribly delayed flight, the woman on the end was coughing and I was like, at least I'm by the window, it's fine, whatever. I'm dozing, I'm resting, I'm listening to music. I open my eyes and there's smoke all along in front of me. I'm like, oh, this woman is vaping. No wonder she was coughing. And I was actually very, I'm not the type to, say anything. I don't want to disrupt the situation, especially when you're trapped on this plane with strangers. But goes back to my point, right? How are you going to act in public? We don't need to be vaping on the plane. So I was like, I hope karma gets this woman. We leave, we're getting off the plane. That little bridge between the airplane and the airport, the vape drops on the ground. So I was like, that's karma right there, because I don't think any of those germs you will ever be able to scrub off. And so I'm like, ma'am, you dropped your, and she's like, oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay. Anyway, I asked my friends to submit to me some questions, some anonymous questions, and I posted it on my Instagram story. I just wanted to see if I could give any advice or, share some story times. The way that I had to blackmail my friends to send something, I was like, I will drop first name, last name on the podcast if you don't send something. Or one day when I'm rich and famous, you're not coming on the PJ. You're not coming on the trip. Send a question in. I got 6 questions in total. We're going to answer 3 of those today, and maybe we'll leave the rest for next time. So, we're going to take a brief pause, make sure that this sound is recording, because I don't think I can go through that again. Okay, we're back. Let's get into it. The PTSD that I'm experiencing right now is crazy, because the fact that I recorded all of this yesterday, but it's fine. I do it for you all. Great. So, advice. Let's do it. Have you ever been, number one, have you ever been competitive with boys within a friend group? That's a good question. I was thinking about this and I was like, am I friends with any straight men? No. But everyone else, yes. And the only time that I would be competitive with someone in a friend group, I think for me and my friends, is in a workout class. Oh, you're going fast? I'm going to go faster than you. Oh, you can do that? Oh, I'm going to do that way better than you. My friend Sean and I, shout out Sean, we go to this yoga class together, which is like a semi-serious yoga class, and our friendship is very giggly. We just love to giggle all the time. So, Sean, I'm very proud of us for not getting kicked out of this class. But the other day, we're, doing our thing, whatever. I look over and he's in an elbow stand doing like a rhythmic gymnastic routine. And I was like, I can't do that, but I'm going to get you with the next pose. And so then I do my little back flexibility thing. And I think it's funny because all of my friends are good people. I will never be competitive with them in any other sense, but bringing your friends to a workout class, if you want to get motivated, bring a friend, because I push myself way more when I have friends. Great. Number 2, can you talk about age gaps with dating? Like how dating someone older doesn't necessarily mean they know more. Babe, you answered your own question there. Wow. I mean, that is true, because I think I mentioned this in another episode, where I feel like society has a way of making us feel that someone who has a better degree or higher income, or even is just older than you, knows more than you, or is just better at life than you. And I think what I found when dating older is you have to make sure that there's that level of respect there. They have to respect what you do. They have to respect that they have to take you seriously. I think that's the key. And as females, we know right away when someone's taking you seriously or not. Do they listen when you're talking to them about your job? Do they listen when you're complaining about things that, or not complaining, but you're just telling them about things that probably don't happen to them in their life, right? Do they ask you questions? Do they want to know more? Because I've had really good ones and I've had really bad ones, right? And we talked about this, of making sure that if you're with a bad one and it's just this fun summer fling, whatever, but if you are dating to get to know someone more seriously, you have to make sure that there is that respect there. And I think the trick is to not get so caught up in the flashy things, and really take all that away and root down to your connection. Sometimes scrolling through old texts helps me. Is he asking about how my day was? How long does it take him to respond? If he's busy, he's busy, but you're not that busy, if that makes sense. So I think making sure that you're really checking in with yourself and what you want. Again, if it's something fun, whatever, go to the nice restaurant. It's not the end of the world. But if it's something more serious and you don't feel that same mutual respect, let them go. Let them go. Let them fly away. Um, number 3. Okay. How do, how do you find all these men asking for a friend? It's funny because I don't have a lot of men. There's not a lot going on, but I usually take my time with whoever I'm currently dating. So I found Mr. CK on the League. I was telling my friend earlier about the app. I think it's been around for a while. To me, I prefer the League to Hinge because Hinge to me feels like anyone can be on it. It feels like there's a ton of people there. And with the League, you have to pay and you have to be, approved to join the app. And I can't remember who messaged first, but I have no problem with shooting my shot and messaging someone first. I think that's what's helped you stand out within all of these apps. And I think, that's the advice that I would give if you are on the dating apps. People just sit through and they just hit that like button all day. But to anyone, sending a message will really get their attention. That's what works for me. I'm like, oh, anyone can hit the like button. There are people that I'm like, wow, that person is very attractive, but the fact that they just like me, I X immediately because I need someone that's going to take a little bit more charge or just is more confident or more funny and can respond to something that I posted with a joke. And anyone that responds like that, I will go out with just to give it a chance because I know that that's the type of person that I want to be with. Um, so yes, for me, the dating apps have helped, but I am currently not on any. We are solo dolo out here. I have this theory that I want to figure out if, everyone's saying, oh, you can't meet men in person anymore. Men don't approach women, yada, yada, yada. So I'm trying to test that theory. I want for the rest of the summer before things get really busy, I will keep you all posted of, I don't go out a lot. So we got to figure out how this works. But we're going to test this theory and we're going to see if I can meet someone in real life. Um, I was on Raya for a second, but I never met anyone. I never matched with anyone because I think too people just get on it to say that they're on it and then, But I did try and shoot my shot with some celebrities. It is fun to, look and see who's on there. Oh, I also have a hot take for dating apps and I just want to throw this out there because my friends and I were talking about it today. When I downloaded Hinge a while ago, I said to my friends, I'm getting like no matches. Like, wow, yikes. Okay. There's no one, but that's okay. My confidence is still strong. And they said, well, Presley, let me see your profile. So I show it to them and they go, Presley, you have to put some better pictures of yourself than this. And it's because I have this theory where I would rather show up to the date looking way better in real life. So I was posting pictures of myself on Hinge of me looking about like a 5 out of 10 because then I was like, oh, if I'm a 5 and then I show up as a 15 on the date, they're going to be like, whoa, whoa. They're going to fall in love instantly. And that's the goal. So I will say, find that balance, right? We don't need the profile to be only, professional pictures. Show that, we have some balance, etc. But yeah, until then, I'm not on the app. So, we'll see what happens and I'll keep you all posted. I am very proud of myself for redoing this episode. I'm so happy that I have my friends here. They really helped me, get it going. And sometimes we need our friends for that little extra motivation. So lean on your people. The next time that you all see me, my hair will be blonder. We are back for the summer, baby. And yeah, I loved this little fun story time episode. So maybe we'll start playing around with these more because the stories go on forever. So until then, I'll keep you all updated on everything with my friends, Mr. CK, my summer in New York, balancing work and play. And yeah, enjoy your week and I'll see you soon. Bye.